What is a lost art in today's game of soccer?
There's a lot more passing in games than there is necessarily players taking other players on 1v1. So dribbling, I would say the elimination of an opponent in the dribble, I think is not as prevalent in today's game as it used to be.
I think there's still some players that have the ability to do this, but I think the artistic number 10, and I think it went away for a while. I think some teams in the league utilize this player really well.
I remember, my rookie year I played with a player like Carlos Valderrama. So you look at that traditional number 10 and it's changed significantly to the guy that would move around and was very crafty and could, spray balls all around the pitch and pass very well. And now that position, it's become a little bit more athletic.
The old-fashioned winger that takes people on and gets in a good cross. A lot of teams like to funnel it forward, and there's nothing better for me than someone who can take a guy out wide and kind of opens up the game.
Heading. I think heading, the ability to use your head. Maybe it's all this concussion stuff coming out, which, obviously I understand.
I think the free kick. I think that you don't see the quality of free kicks that you used to see, and part of it's because the goalkeepers has gotten better. Part of it, the ball technology has gotten better, maybe harder to control, and then I think potentially there's not enough time spent on practicing it.
Well, referees don't call indirect free kicks. Have you ever seen an indirect free kick anymore? So you don't see, and that free kick where, you still see crosses and goals and stuff like that, but you don't see the free kick where the one player rolls it to the other player and he smacks it in, or the scoop and he lifts it and he hits it. Those things don't happen. Obstruction went out the window. Now it's holding or pushing or something, but for some reason indirect free kicks don't get called, and unless it's, your own goalkeeper doing something, and then it's your free kick.
I hadn't thought about that. That's an interesting answer. I like the indirect free kick in the penalty box. That's one of my favorites. Always get some interesting situations.
Simplicity. I think in the era where YouTube and social media, and we can see all the tricks that people can do with the ball, and there's the Ronaldos of the world, and these guys. There's 2 or 3 guys who do really fancy things on the field that are amazing. They get a lot of the publicity, and a lot of our young players think that that's where it's at, and really 99% of the professional players in the world just make the simple play every single time. And I think as long as we stay focused on that, we're moving in the right direction, but let's not get too overcomplicated with all the tricks.
I think there's a lack of individualism in the game. I think there seems to be more structure. That's probably in some ways credit to the evolution of the coaches. I think the modern game in the last 10 years has a lot more tactics, a lot more physical preparation, and sort of periodization in how teams train and prepare. It's just the evolution of the game, but I just wish there was at times more creativity and players that were entertaining the fans.
Well, the game has gotten fast, right? And it's gotten very athletic. But it's often those guys in the middle of the field that are the brains of the operation that I think are get the most out of some of the more explosive players. The guy that I always enjoyed watching the most of any player ever was Zidane. And it's not that he wasn't athletic, but his little variances and savviness and idiosyncrasies of how to set up plays, I think, is really what made his team so good.